here we go again. Another post on Reddit has gone viral for merely proposing what the new Pokemon games could look like. I made Twin Leaf Town and Route 201 from Diamond and Pearl in Unreal Engine, almost 3,000 upvotes with a 99% upvoted. That's some crazy stuff, but can you guess what the top comment is? I'll give you a few seconds. And of course, it's Anti-Game Freak. So we're going to be breaking down the response, the actual post, all the other things going on. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, maybe subscribe. Helps out with all the algorithm goodness. But yeah, let's actually look at this because it looks pretty. It just seems like, yeah, this would be like very updated in Diamond and Pearl, wouldn't it? So we got some stuff going on. Route 201, a little bit of Twin Leaf Town. I mean, it's alright. Like, the first time I looked at it, I went, yeah, that's kind of pretty. But then the more and more I looked at it, I was like, it just seems like an Unreal Engine render of a forest scene, and someone's just like, hey, let's make it kind of resemble Pokemon. But then everyone loves it. Everyone wants it. This is what the new Pokemon games must look like, or Game Freak is just the worst company ever. And that's what they got here. Take notes, Game Freak. That's probably my biggest issue with them nowadays. They're just too afraid to innovate. What? We just had the wild area. We just had open world Pokemon. How is that being afraid to innovate? After interviews said they didn't want to do it, they went and did it, and then they were like, oh wow, this is so cool, we're just going to make the rest of the DLC and the entire game wild area. We're going to make it to where you get that freedom that people have wanted. Same thing with Pokemon Let's Go. Pokemon Let's Go delivered on pretty much everything that players wanted. Not good enough. Although, I don't think all the rush from the Pokemon Company is helping. And once again, I don't know where this nonsense comes from. There's no rush from Nintendo. There's no rush from the Pokemon Company. There's nothing to suggest that. But that's what everyone's like. They're just like, it's either Game Freak is lazy, or Game Freak is rushed, or anything to fit the Game Freak bad narrative. It's hard to innovate when Nintendo is forcing unrealistic tight schedule to create games in. What? How? They're letting Metroid get all the time they want. They let Breath of the Wild get all the time it wanted. They're letting everything get all the time it needs because they want to make sure that players are happy with good games, especially now with how successful the Nintendo Switch is. And also after Animal Crossing, they're like, oh, yeah, we're absolutely going to let any developer take as long as they want if it's going to become the next best-selling game we've ever had. Even though, like, okay, Animal Crossing is like the fastest best-selling Nintendo game ever. Is like 26 million copies within a year, and then the only thing that's higher selling is Mario Kart 8 for the entire lifespan of Nintendo Switch. Kind of nuts. So no, there's no rush, there's no hurry, there's no greed here. Game Freak made the game they wanted to make, and Pokemon Sword and Shield is amazing. A lot of people call Sword and Shield lazy. When I played it myself, that wasn't the vibe I got. I felt like the devs and writers put a lot of heart into the game, only for it to be rushed out to hit that holiday release. I mean, I just can't comprehend the nonsense. But then, like I said, even look at this, it's like, it seems alright, but it doesn't feel like Pokemon. It doesn't have that same heart. And that's a big thing about game development. It's like, you have to make sure you're actually delivering on something that's going to work. Like, what would this be? Would this be first person? Or are we going to try to, like, sell the full immersion Pokemon game style? Or how would they make it work? Because you still have to, like, look back at Pokemon Let's Go. Pokemon Let's Go was the first Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch. What is console Pokemon going to be? It's still going to be top-down-ish, kind of represent a bit more of the environment, but it's still going to feel like Pokemon. Same thing for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Even in the wild area, you don't lose track of what's going on, as this still feels like a Pokemon game. But you can't make it like some kind of MMO or some kind of crazy Skyrim shader mod pack, because then it's like, while this would be cool, I think we're years off from this. Give me this when I can put on a headset, have Elon Musk spike my brain, and then I feel like I'm there. Until then, we don't need the high-res graphic. We don't need all the crazy fidelity. Look at Animal Crossing! Animal Crossing, again, best-selling Nintendo game ever, and it's just, it's what it looks like. It doesn't have shaders. It doesn't have blur. It doesn't have all these cool things that are going on. Bloom, whatever. It's just a fun game, because that's what Nintendo fans are in for. Nintendo fans are in for the fun over the graphics. It's always been that way. Ever since Breath of the Wild, there's tried to be like a shift where it's like, nah, the graphics have always been above gameplay. The graphics are the only thing that matters. Game Freak sucks. But no, it's not that way. And it still holds true. It's like gameplay is always over graphics. I mean, like I said, when we look back at this, I'm like, it's all right. I mean, it's if Game Freak wanted to make this game, they could have made this game. They could have made Pokemon Sword and Shield look more like this, but they didn't want to. They made it look the way they wanted, without rush, without any problems. And I mean, you can make anything look pretty if you put a little, you know, if you do all those effects I said. Like, Minecraft with shaders is beautiful. Minecraft with shaders is so stunningly beautiful. The first time I played it, I teared up, and I was just in awe of every single moment. That's because it's specifically made to be that way. You know, Minecraft shaders runs rough depending on what kind of computer you have, how much render distance you're trying to do. If they try to do that with Pokemon, your Nintendo Switch would catch on fire. It's just also something where you have to realize how realistic it is. There's areas where Pokemon lets go chugs in like Viridian Forest, and we can see that Viridian Forest isn't trying to make all of this. The wild area is, I think it's like the thing about the wild area is it's entirely loaded, or like there's a significant amount of loading going on with the wild area. So they can't put in trees, they can't put in effects, they can't make it look exactly like Breath of the Wild, or else Nintendo Switch is going to have a hard time. Also, Pokemon, it's supposed to be a more handheld played game. Nintendo Switch is more powerful when docked, but you know, there's going to be some give up there when you're playing a game like Pokemon. And you also need to think about it from a fan perspective. Oh, not a fan perspective, a game design perspective. Because a fan made this. Now, he didn't talk about, I didn't see a comment talking about how long it took to make this. But you have another 60 of these to make if you're going to be making the actual remakes. I mean, this also kind of feels empty. It kind of feels heartless. At least when you're like kind of condensing everything down, the cities feel a little better. The towns feel a little better. But it's like, yeah, it just seems a little cold. Seems a little... like, it just seems like assets. It just seems like assets were dropped in a style of Pokemon, and I've seen more heart from a Minecraft rendition of a town or an entire map in the Pokemon region. So it's like with this, like, yeah, it's just, it would kind of be all right, but then you have to think about everything else. You know, the camera has to be zoomed out just the right amount to kind of sell that Pokemon environment, to make it feel like you're still playing Pokemon, and then you have to make sure everything looks good from all angles for all routes. That's probably why we didn't have the free camera for the entire Galar region, because they need to make sure that it looks good in what they're trying to show for that route, and not have too much freedom, because the freedom is all in the wild area. Now, the future of Pokemon should be on that. Like, what happens if the next Pokemon game is all open world, is all wild area, is more like Breath of the Wild? Then I think the graphics could represent that. But instead, Game Freak has to make everything. They have to make all the new Pokemon, they have to make all the new towns, they have to make everything. So, of course, there's just going to be limitations into what Nintendo Switch can do and what people can reasonably do. I don't think, like, giving, you know, Pokemon Sword and Shield 2 more years is going to be like, oh, now they can make the crazy graphical game that looks like this. It looks like the Pokemon game we've always wanted. That looks like an MMO or something crazy like that. That's New World. I like that game. I played it a bit, but even then, it's like, I never cranked up all my settings to play the new fancy-looking MMO. I played it on low quality so I could get the most graphics out of it, and I still had a blast because it's all about the gameplay. Same thing here. It's like, yeah, like maybe if we were on a PC, maybe if we had the Pokemon MMO game, we could have something crazy looking like this, and then there'd be the ability to do it. But till then, no. And then it's like, yeah, every town is going to have way more work put into it than Twin Leaf Town. There's all the special areas. There's all the caves. There's the underground. That would also be pretty crazy to make. So I mean, it's just too much work to expect this, and this doesn't even make the games all that much better. Like, again, the first time you see it, it's like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. The more I look at this, I'm like, that's just kind of whatever. I still think that a Minecraft mod pack looks prettier kind of idea. Also, looking at some other things, we got Kindred Fates. This is what everyone's all hyped for. It's like, yeah, Kindred Fates is getting there too. This is just alpha gameplay. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what they're going for, and they want to have this foresty kind of feel. They want to do this. Is this what Game Freak wants set up? You know, Kindred Fates is kind of bridging that gap between Breath of the Wild and Wild Area and Pokemon. It's like, yeah, all right, this is kind of like the fan project. That's what I was like, why aren't fan projects doing this? If it's so easy that some random person on Reddit can just make this, why does Temtem look like this? And then everyone's just like, yeah, this is gonna beat Game Freak, Pokemon bad, Temtem, the next thing. And then Temtem died immediately. It's like, okay, we can see what's going on here, but it's like, they had the assets. They could have made it to where it's like, let's just make the prettiest game ever. But no, Pokemon hits different. Pokemon needs to be expressed differently inside the games and all that other good stuff. And then you can see there's definitely a different vibe going on with Kindred Fates. And we're going to see how that game ends up doing. Is it going to be its own niche? Is it going to be the Pokemon competitor? Is it going to be everything we want? Or is the next Pokemon game going to come out and it's just like, oh, that Pokemon still got it? That's how I feel whenever I see the new Pokemon game. That trailer announcement for Pokemon Sword and Shield, I cried. Just that Route 1 opening, I'm like, oh, this is Pokemon now. They can actually deliver Pokemon on this crazy 3D way. That's all I need. Like, that's going to be awesome. I don't need this. I just need the next surprise. Pokemon Let's Go had me hype. All the Pokemon games have me hype. I'm just like, this looks great. Let's go. And then if they did this, cool, but they do it different to a way that's like, oh, that's the Game Freak way of selling it. That's because they get Pokemon. They understand Pokemon better than fans. That's because they are Pokemon. They know what it takes to win. If you get too many cooks in the kitchen, everything goes to crap. So that's what I feel is happening here. When you like look at Reddit, you look at these posts, and everyone just hating on game. Oh man, there's even Gen 2 didn't really have a story. Actually an idiot. Gen 5 balanced the plot. Oh man, now we're also getting the plot and all that. Oh no, someone probably said that Gen 1 didn't even have a story. Yeah, this is bad. This is where it all goes bad off of a picture. So that also kind of makes me feel worried as to what's going on, because this just shows like you can't please the Pokemon fan base. They've seen this. They want this. They want their Unreal shaders, crazy like graphic Pokemon game. They're not going to get it. It doesn't matter how amazing what Game Freak delivers in a month is when we have Pokemon Day. It's not this. They're already mad, and they're already 100% committed to only hating Game Freak, calling them lazy, and all that fun stuff. So community expectation not looking good, and we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm still hyped. I still want to see what's going on in Pokemon, but everything's becoming more and more of a mess every day in the Pokemon community. It's kind of bad. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.